Welcome to the Week 1 NCPL recap video. My name is Pano. Let's watch some Draft League. Starting off in Hanover, where the Hydrapples welcomed the Shogunate to open the season, Greninja was cold as ice, and Graham was willing to sacrifice Lando on turn 1. Venusaur wasn't the only mon with thick fat, as Don Dozo and Don Fan put the hit out on the Hanover family. Entei hid the bodies with extreme speed, and the Shiftry Shogunate went rolling to a 4-0 win. Lebrondorus T led off for the Hydrapple, but was sipping a little too much on that sheesh the night before the game. Following the team captain's slow start, Mega Sharpedo omitted to boost his speed, Diplin ate some sludge, and Togekiss forgot her shoes. An underwhelming Week 1 performance from the squad that many a Don were hyping up as one of the strongest teams in the league. We head to Finksburg next, as the Phalanx dig themselves out of an early hole and take a commanding 4-0 win to start the season. Charizard Lightning McQueen Y went speeding down Route 66 with an unconventional Tailwind tech. Tornadus channeled its inner anime Pikachu and refused to faint, pivoting around to OU staples. Clark Hippo used their superpowers on the Crownless Kings, and Delmise anchored the victory. A rough opening for the rookie, taking on their cousin in their first ever Draft League game. Samurot's Gucci scarf caught the Kings off guard with swag not seen since Delphox's Linsanity run in Season 6. The Crownless Kings look for their first win next week in a battle with Orlando. Next, on to Staranto, on the backs of their countrymen declining annexation. Mimikyu splashed around a bunch of early damage, Blastoise drew the shortest stick possible, and the Hawlucha hit the 619 all over the Raptors. Baltimore speeds away victorious in a 3-0 opener against Staranto. The Raptors, allured by Mimikyu cosplaying as Magikarp, Staranto battled off their back foot for 7 turns and immediately regained the momentum behind a bulky setup Tusk. Bandit Arcanine had a disappointing box score, but its presence commands respect for future weeks. Now onto a match recreated worse than Demi Moore in the substance. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. Mango Jewel Pod hit like it was 2017 again, live Wochian reaction bought a big gulp, and team mascot Cinchino was too fast for the Groundhog Day matchup. What folks are calling arguably the worst way to start a Draft League career, Andy and the Cinchinos find a way to win. 4-0. The Magikarp said, "Houston, we have a problem," as the ship couldn't escape RNG's orbit. I will reserve judgment on the Rainmen this week due to Zapdos being Thanos snapped in an unfortunate server drop on Showdown's end. On to the Sado Starstorms and Manchester Mimikyus. Tempers flared as Mega Gyarados baits a Will-O-Wisp and ran up the numbers in Week 1. MC Gengar said, "You can't touch this" to the Stellar Turtle, and gave Manchester a rude welcome to the NCPL in a 5-0 victory. Offense? Never heard of her. A passive start to the season for the Mimikyus with a record-breaking 14 turns played before clicking an offensive move. A learning moment for sure for the newcomer, and all eyes are turned towards the home opener versus Hartford. Extra, extra! It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a gentleman's masturbation toy. Hartford narrowly defends its home field against a Shibuya team that essentially skipped the first 32 picks of the draft. Squishy went squish all over Swellow's big pecs and cleaned up the scraps, squeaking out a single slice of differential. Cinderace brought a gun to a dragon fight, and Tapu Bulu reminded us that he played football at Georgia. Hartford takes on Manchester next week on the road in the Valley. Breaking. Reports coming out of Shibuya earlier today that players are unhappy with the lack of leadership from their captain. This is following a nail-biter 1-0 loss to open the season against division rival Hartford, where team captain Mega Diancie refused to travel with the team. Rillaboom said in his post-game interview that he felt that his grassy terrain and deep move pool were not appreciated this week. We will monitor this dynamic closely this season, as things are already getting spicy in Shibuya. We now take a look at Chicago versus Lavender Town in a battle of 2 league runner-ups. "I'm on fire!" screams Prima Richard Pryor after eating a Terrafire Specs eruption in critical fashion. Roaring Moon didn't have enough juice to save the day, and the Ghouls were sent to the grave in the Week 1 loss. Chicago is off to a scorching start on the back of Terracap Typhlosion, blowing through the resists in the early game with the help of chlorophyll-boosted Levani, and cleaning up the bugs stuck in webs. A commanding 4-0 start to the season for the Cubones. And finally, the match we've been waiting for. Fresh off a chip in the Ravioli division, Glides came out firing against the Horse Girls in Washington. Quack gave the fastest handy in the West, but couldn't finish from the corner. A strong build and clean plays give me confidence that New England's going to be a problem this season. Watch out for the Pat Rats gamers. Haunts. Game of the season? Haunts. Tasteful RNG? Haunts. No removal? Haunts. Shitting bricks? Haunts. Keldeo steals the show with 5 kills and an instant classic with New England. Have there been more optimal team builds from the Washington Pokemon team front office? Absolutely. They'll need to tighten up as the season progresses, but they should be elated with this Week 1 victory. All right, y'all. That's Week 1. Thanks for watching. My live game should be posted somewhere on the channel. I might do a little end screen thing here, so if I'm talking and yapping, just click on that and watch my game. But otherwise, we'll see you in Week 2. Thanks.